I've never done any sea kayaking previous to this moment right now.
He seemed like he was keen to do an expedition, so I am, and was keen to have somebody come with me. So got his details, called him, explained it to him, and to be fair, good for him, only about a month ago or less, he suddenly said, yeah, I'll come with you. I said, great, perfect.
I had 4 weeks to prepare for this, and I've had a little bit of time kayaking on Loch Inch. I have not had the luxury of being able to just jump in a sea kayak and go out and train for a couple of hours every single day, which would have been the dream. So we've just had to make do with what we've got, which is Loch Inch.
Before, when he said he wanted to join it, he said he was fit and sporty. I said, okay, brilliant. And I said, okay, the main things you need to do is get in a boat in bad weather, so you have that experience as much as you can, and you need to be able to sit, for quite a lot of hours, just sort of paddling forward. It's not a sprint, but it's just sort of slowly but quite constantly moving. Sort of 600 or 700 miles. The longest trip I've ever done is 400 to Land's End, so it's 50% more distance in the same time. We've got better boats, so it should be, okay. So there's that. It's in Scotland, so we could face some quite tough weather in certain spots, tougher than you might get in southern England, obviously. We're in more remote places, which is beautiful, but can have its own logistical problems, communication or whatever, or knowing the way.
As your mother watches nervously on.
Do you know what you're
Imagine what's going through her head right now.
It's probably worse than what's going through yours, to be honest.
No, I can assure you it's not. For years, my motivation and my only goal for my life was to get into the military. To push myself in an environment where you're pushing yourself mentally and physically, and you're challenging yourself. That's so important to me, and for me, joining the Royal Marines was always something that I wanted to tick off and put myself in that environment. Unfortunately, at the start of this year, I failed my medical. I'd had an incident in the gym where I'd a member of the public for a gym induction, and a member of the public had a heart attack. So I had to give him CPR. This was quite a sort of unsettling time for me, as my dad had 2 heart attacks at exactly the same time. So it just threw me off. I got depression. It was a really, just a really hard time for me personally. As part of that, I'd gone to the doctors to have a conversation about my mental health, and ultimately it ended up just having a basic conversation and being told to go away, everything's okay. And I was fine. It was something that I worked through myself. So when I got the news about not being able to get into the military because of having a mental health discussion with my GP, it broke my heart. And I remember it still now that it said it was unfit for purpose. And what really annoyed me, and the message here is that I didn't want. You should never let anybody else's opinion of you define who you are. The whole point of this ultimately is to raise money for this charity. It's Birchwood Highland. They're a mental health charity based in Inverness. I know a lot of people from Aviemore, where I'm from, and who have been primarily affected by this charity, and who have helped them through the recovery from having serious mental health problems, into sort of integrating back into society and any kind of support with their mental health that they may need. This charity does a fantastic job, and it's so relevant because obviously being a Highland charity is something that has a direct influence on our community that we live in as well. So it's a really great cause.
The Fisherman's Mission looks after fishermen across Scotland and Great Britain in lots of different ways. Helps them if they get caught in massive storms with life-saving, helps them if they get injured and they can't work. It'll give them a bit of an allowance to recover. It'll help them get healthcare access. It'll help them with bereavement counselling if they die or somebody dies in their family, because that can unfortunately still happen. It advises them on how to sell their fish in a changing market, which is always changing. The best strategies can help them with things if they have financial difficulties, give them advice how to get out of those problems and improve the situation. And it sells them safety equipment at cost, points gates like this.
And I want to prove to anyone else out there who's in the same situation where they've been held back because of someone else's opinion or because of any kind of mental health issues they might have had in their life, that they are capable, and you have got what it takes to achieve anything that you want to do with your life.